YTPC. Padre coming to you via the virtual airwaves of YouTube, saying hello there YouTube, how the heck are you? And happy Pipe Week. Yes, I know 2 videos from me in 1 week. Well, I figured since it was Pipe Week and I came to you at the beginning of Pipe Week, I might as well come to you toward the end of Pipe Week as well, just to check in, particularly as we're heading into the weekend. And I wanted to share something with, I've got 2 things I really want to share with you today, but first, let me do some house cleaning or some housekeeping, at least half housekeeping. I'm not going to tell you the blend right away, because part 2 of this is what I want to do is give you a list. That's right, a list. What am I going to call it? I think I'm going to call it my top 5. It's not necessarily my top 5 summer blends. I did one of those last summer. Of course, these change, right? This is it is a top 5 summer list that I'm going to give you today, but it's sort of spread out over blend genres. I'll get to that in a moment. Let me go ahead and get this bit of house cleaning out of the way. This beautiful pipe, this is a Big Ben, and it's got just a gorgeous grain on it. It's super lightweight. They call it a 499, and of course, you know, it's just I just love it. Anyway, did the charring light. Okay, I said that was going to be part 2, that top 5 list. Here's part 1, and you got to bear with me. I don't normally get too political on my channel, but I'm going to go political for just a moment. It's because I think that this great country of ours, United States of America, is in need of some fantastic, patriotic leadership. And I have decided that it's up to the pipe community, the YTPC, to make it happen. So I am hereby formally placing this out there, and if I need to go to make a petition online to have people sign it, by golly, I'll do that. I am hereby recommending that we submit a presidential / vice presidential ticket representing the YTPC party to run for the President of the United States in the year 2020. And here's who I think needs to be on that ticket. I think at the top of the ticket, running for president, is none other than Breyer Report's own Bill Needleman. I mean, that guy, I don't know if he got fired or what. I don't know why Phil doesn't let him write his column anymore. But let's face it, he could shake some stuff up, and he didn't care whose toes he might step on. And you need that. You need that and a strong leader. I think he's the top of the ticket, and I think his vice president should be none other than Artie from Artie's Place. He's a codger. He looks like he can be crotchety if he needs to be. He's got a positive attitude most of the time. I like the way he says, "Good morning." I think the Needleman-Artie ticket is the way to go for 2020. If you agree with that and you've got some means and some resources that are better than mine to make that happen, by golly, make it happen. And happy Pipe Week. All right, here it is. I'm just going to call it my top 5 summer blends for 2020. But what I've done is I've done them across blend genres, you know, Virginias and aromatics and English. And I'm not going to give you 5 in each category. I'm just going to top out, you know, hey, if you're going to enjoy an aromatic this summer, this is what old Padre's putting on the top of his list, and you may want to try it too. That's all there is to it. So, I'll go ahead I had that listed as number 2 on here. I'm going to start that with number 1. Let's just do aromatic. A wonderful, well, I'll tell you, the aromatic I used to really enjoy during the summer was Palomine by McClellan. Ain't there no more. But one that I have really enjoyed, it's got a little rum flavoring to it. It is on the sweeter side. I mean, you got to be ready for an aromatic to smoke this one. It's made out of a Virginia burley combination with some black Cavendish. I mean, it's an aromatic. It's on a goopier side, but it is tasty as all get out. And here's the deal. This is one that you got to be in the mood for tasting an aromatic. I mean, with the sweetness and the rum and all that good stuff. It is Sutliff's Barbados Plantation. It reminds me of summertime, you know, in the islands or something. And maybe it's that rum. It's good stuff. The rum note, people are going to comment. Even militant anti-smoker types are going to go, wow, that really smells good. And what I can tell you is it tastes good too. Now, it's part of that Sutliff, what do they call it, the private stock? I've got it up here somewhere. I'll group 2 of these, because this one's on the list too in a moment. They, I thought this was in that same sort of line as the Sutliff Malto Dolce, but it doesn't say that on here. It doesn't say the private stock like I thought it did. But anyway, there it is. Barbados Plantation. Sweet Barbados rum, comma, smooth and rich. It is smooth, it is rich. It's an aromatic, so be forewarned. Put it in your corn cob maybe, or you know, a pipe that you dedicate to aromatics. I think you're gonna like it though. It does not burn hot. I get no bite from it. I just get pure enjoyment of an aromatic pipe tobacco. So that's my aromatic. That's 1 of 5. That's my aromatic recommendation, or my top 5. Let's do, well, you know, summertime, I'm going to just do Virginias. That's what I originally had on the list as coming out of the gates. To me, Virginias are just wonderful for spring and summertime. And I need to go, I'm going to give you this one, and I'm going to go back and almost take a mea culpa. Because recently I made a video with Mark VV, and we talked about this blend. And I think I might have called it overrated. And so maybe my palate has changed. I don't think that's the case. I'm going to tell you what it is. My summertime Virginia this summer, I think it's my go-to, is going to be Orley Golden Slice. Now, again, I thought it to be a little on the simplistic and bland side. It's an okay Virginia until recently, like in the last week or so. I have smoked several bowls from it. Now, here's the deal. This is from 2016, and it has sat in a mason jar, and it has aged. And I'm telling you, I have gone to this jar in 2016, 17, 18, and 19, and have not nearly enjoyed it the way I have enjoyed it in 2020. Virginias will do that. There is something to the aging process of Virginias that just make them so. This has become, I don't remember these flavors last year, the year before, etc. But when people talk about the citrusy quality of this and the lovely kind of dough and bready, it's all there. I mean, it is a full spectrum of beautiful Virginias. And it took some aging to do it. And I'm going to also give this caveat. I'm not quite sure it's just the aging. I think that's a very important component of it. But last summer, when I went to it, I brought it here. And I had a bowl out on the church grounds. And I went, okay, it's okay. It's still nothing to write home about. And then I brought it home with me. And by doing so, I put it in the car. And it ended up getting tossed in the back seat. And I didn't find it for well over, it could have been 2 weeks. It was well over a week for sure. I don't think it was as long as a month, but it was there for a while, folks. It was sitting in the mason jar, totally sealed, in the heat of summer down here in the Gulf South. I think I may have accidentally slowly stoved it in summer heat of New Orleans. That might have added to this. I don't know. The aging certainly doesn't hurt it, and I'm sure, you know, being nice and beautifully sealed in that mason jar and that kind of heat might have added something to it as well. But my goodness, when you age Orlik Golden Slice, that's where I'm going with this. It is suddenly going to be all that. So mea culpa for me saying, a video or two ago. In 2020, my 2016 is good. And so, you know what I did? I went and I put an order in for some more. As soon as it arrives, I'm busting it up and I'm putting it into mason jars. I'm going to start aging it, and I'm not going to touch it for 4 years or 5 years. I'm going to let it sit. And I got a nice little chunk of this one to get me through the summer too. So that's my recommendation of one of my top fives for in the Virginia category. That was the second one. Let's move on to, let's talk about codger. If you got a codger blend during the summer that you're going to smoke, I'm going to tell you what mine is. It may not even necessarily fit the bill for true codger because it's not been around as long, but my pick is Chatham Manor, which is basically supposed to be a tribute or a knockoff of Carter Hall. Now, Carter Hall is one of those blends that I never understood why so many people are like gaga over it. I've had it, I'm like, okay, but I'm not getting it. Now, I'm going to give this caveat. You've heard me say this before. I've only had it from the package, the little box. I've never had it in the tub, and some folks say the tub makes a difference. Now, I'm going to tell you that my experience, that has been the case for me with Sir Walter Raleigh. Both the aromatic and the regular. I find that out of the tub, there's just some magic about it. So maybe that's the deal with Carter Hall too. But what I have enjoyed is Chatham Manor, which is the Carter Hall knockoff. It's still, you know, it's still that codgery type of blend. And get yourself a pouch, or I guess it comes in a little baggie, 2-ounce baggie, you can get it, or get yourself a tub. I just ordered a tub because I went through my little baggies full, and I'm waiting for it to come in because I'm gonna be enjoying it this summer. That's my codger pick for the summer. All right, so I've gotten 3 of the 5 out of the way. What am I left with? I'm left with English and a hybrid. Let me do the hybrid first because the English is what I'm enjoying in my pipe today. I'm gonna leave that for last and wrap up my house cleaning. My hybrid blend. Now, what's a hybrid? Hybrid is a kind of a English aromatic kind of mix of stuff, right? I tend to enjoy Englishes, and like a lot of people, fall, winter, colder months, particularly the ones that are heavy on the Latakia. But hybrids are good kind of all year. Look, I'm going to give you an English that I think is good all year too. Actually, I'm going to give you 2. Give you 2 for the price of 1. But on the hybrid front, I enjoy this genre of blends. I could give you a bunch of them. One that comes to mind I really like, particularly in winter months, is called PS Blend. That comes from the Country Squire tobacconist. It's a wonderful hybrid. I love the Lane HGL. Wonderful, wonderful. Particularly in the fall, I enjoy that one. But in the summer, what I have found is this mix of Burley, Lat, and Virginia with just a little bit of a sweet note to it, a casing that they claim is vanilla. Sometimes I get a vanilla, sometimes I just get almost like a malted milk or a cocoa-ish. I don't know. I just know I enjoy it. And it is this here from Sutliff. This is called East Farthing. It is a really, really nice hybrid that I think you can enjoy all year long. Oh, I love that smell. I think you can enjoy this all year round. I think you can enjoy this particularly in the summer. It will be a wonderful treat for you. That's what I'm going to be enjoying this summer when I've got that itch for a hybrid blend. And that leaves us to, that's four, right? My top five's going to round out with a fifth one. I'm going to give you two, though, as I'm thinking about it. Two English blends that I think are good for the summer. So, you know, I think one of the things that really characterizes the English blends, of course, is the Latakia or the Latakia. And some of those, what comes to mind for me perhaps is like a, say, a pirate cake or a, I'm blanking on it now, Star of the East. That's a heavy, heavy, heavy blend. And I don't think, you know, the thought of sweating outside and smoking that would be enjoyable. So those are more winter times for me. But I think a wonderful, at least for me, a wonderful English blend during the summer is skiff mixture, if you can get a hold of it. San Miguel with skiff mixture. I think because what really shines in that for me is less of that Latakia note and more of the Orientals that play very nicely with the Virginia that's in there too. So it's not, to me, it's not that heavy, heavy, hit you kind of English. So skiff mixture is one I'm going to go to this summer. But I said I'm going to give you a second one for similar reasons. Very similar makeup of the Oriental Turkish with the Latakia and the Virginias. But I find that where the skiff may be giving you more, for me anyway, more of the forward of being the Oriental Turkish, this one I like the way the Virginias come forward in it, and that is Early Morning Pipe. Now, of course, that's a Dunhill that's now made by Peterson. Folks, it's made by the same people, which is probably why most of us don't see any real difference in when Peterson does this versus when Dunhill does it. And I'm going to tell you something else. By the way, that's what I'm smoking in my pipe. That's what I'm giving you too. The knockoff of it from Pipes and Cigars, just as good, folks. I find it just as spot on, enjoyable. Again, if you want that sort of light kind of Latakia playing with the Orientals in it for the summer, but not too heavy and still giving you that nice sort of bright Virginia, Early Morning Pipe or its knockoff. It's one to go with. It's what's in my Big Ben today, as a matter of fact, which has gone out because I've been talking. And that, my brothers and sisters of the YTPC, is Padre's top 5 blends for 2020. And I do hope you'll support me in my support of Bill Needleman and Artie of Artie's Place as contenders for president of these here United States of America. They'll do us proud. A very happy Pipe Week to each of you. A very special hello to Phil over at Briar Report, and a thank you to him for bringing us this little Pipe Week thing. And wow, I mean, for the first time, you know, this has been pretty exciting, and I think next year will prove to be even bigger and better. Should be a wonderful time, and I don't know, I'm wondering maybe we should have Pipe Week twice a year. What do I know? Hey, listen, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my top 5 for summer. Let me know your thoughts on the ones that I chose, or if you've got your own, you can leave me a comment or make me a video response and tell me what your top 5 this summer is going to be. Especially if you're going to lay them out like I did, kind of a, you know, here's my English, here's my Virginia, here's my arrow, here's my hybrid, here's my codger. However you want to do it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you're going to be enjoying this summer. So, I'm going to sign off for now until we're together again on the virtual airwaves. Whatever you're enjoying in your bowl, I hope it's bringing you great pleasure and satisfaction. And until we're together again, this is Padre, wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings.